tell me about the man in this image here. What's going on in the screen?
The man in the image is likely preparing to record or stream content using OBS Studio.
Hey guys, so today Google dropped their new AI Studio, which is a pretty impressive bit of thing where you're actually able to speak directly with the AI with the voice, and it will actually speak back to you. You're able to use your video to actually show it whatever you want, whatever you're working on here, and ask it questions about it. And I'm going to tell you, it's pretty intuitive. You're able to actually do quite a lot with this. You're going to be able to connect it to your Google Drive if you want, so you can easily grab documents, throw it in there. You could hold up product to it, ask questions. There's just a kind of a lot going on here, and we're going to look at it. I'm going to kind of have a conversation with the thing just to show you what you can do with us on a basic. There's obviously lots you can do. We're not going to cover all of it, but we're going to just kind of look at some of it. And here's the thing. This is free. So this is pretty cool stuff. One of the great things about these, the chatbot wars, the LLM wars, is that whether they're coming out with Sora, you know, the incredible video generation, or they're coming out with some kind of image generation or multimodal stuff, they're racing to get it to a place where they can give it to you for free, which is cool. So this is one of the first ones here that is giving you full access to a multimodal studio. You're going to see you can do some really groovy stuff with it. Okay. But it is Google. So Google is not the company it used to be. Back in the day, in the early 2000s, Google was like, you know, do no evil. And we can talk more about that. They literally removed that from their bylaws, become subjective and all of this. They just kind of become a different company over time. So they're not the same Google. So there are some interesting stuff about this, but at the same time, it's still Google, which means it's freaking amazing. So let's take a look at that and see what it goes. But first, before we do that, please like, share the video. Tell your friends about it. Hand out business cards and just say, "Excuse me, sir, have you heard about Get Going Fast?" And his hand to them, change their lives, right? Good, fun stuff. I also do want to say, I know a lot of you have had a lot of technical support, and I want to be here for you. I think any of you who have spent time with me know that I try to give you as much as I have to give. One of the things is that I have to be able to take care of my time and be able to support the time here. So if I really am able to help you out in some way, listen, all of us, we don't got a lot, but one of the things you can do is you can buy me a sticker on YouTube, and that puts a couple bucks in my pocket. It's just a really nice way of saying thank you, and it encourages me that, hey, you know what, keep giving to the people because they're there for you. And that really is my heart as we move forward with this. But all right, all that aside, let's get back to Google AI Studio. Okay, so really easy to find. We're just going to go to our YouTube, and we just going to type Google AI Studio, and it's going to pop it up. So it's over here. Whoops, sorry. Didn't realize you weren't there. Just type it in here, yo. Okay, and there you go. Click it. Now it's going to bring you up into here. Now, I think that when you first come into here, it actually is not requiring you. My dogs are back here making noise. It's actually not going to require you to sign in. But I think eventually as you use it, you'll get a point where it asks you to sign in. So you can actually just use this as is, which is very cool. Okay, so first thing we notice is this is based on the Gemini model here. So you can also just use a Gemini straight if you go to your browser and you type in, let me get this down here just a little bit for you. Gee, hold on. You could type in Gemini LLM, and you can do it. Is it here? Yeah. Jerry, you can click chat with Gemini. So this is all based on the Gemini chat here. All right, so scooting back over to our AI Studio here. Pretty much we could start out as we would do anything. We could say, tell me something interesting about ancient Rome. Okay, and then we click our run. Now, notice it's got a run button. And the reason it's got a run button is because how Google is approaching this isn't as necessarily a chat bot, but as almost like a script bot. Okay, it's multimodal. In other words, this is being created as we want to see stuff. We want you to interact with us in a manner where we're looking at things and we're breaking it down into pieces, into parts. We're defining it. We're doing functions on it. We're working on it. Okay. So if you want to chat, you go over to, the Gemini chat over here, and you see, and you ask. But when we're getting over here, it's defining stuff as scripts or as things that you run. So even though I can ask it about ancient Rome, it's kind of like I'm not using it quite for what I want, what it really wants. What it really wants you to do is give it stuff. So it wants you to notice over here, if I, let me move this so you can see this. Okay. Notice if I click this button down here, I can connect it to my Google Drive. Okay. Which means that I can connect it directly to files or images, videos. One of the things this really pushes on is videos. So notice I can upload files. I can record audio, camera, sample media. So the thing that it's really wanting you to do is give it stuff to work with. So even though I'm able to ask questions just on basic general knowledge, it's kind of out of the purview. So like, let's upload an image here. Okay. And here we're just gonna start with some basic stuff. Here's this picture of Pamela Anderson with a Ninja Turtle. And I'm going to say, explain this photo to me. And now we're going to run it. Again, remember, we're not necessarily asking, we're not necessarily chatting with it. We're using it as a tool. And I really want to convey that nuance, okay? That the nuance between chatting and using as a tool. Maybe I could give it something like this. Let's give it something more helpful than that. Let's upload something with actual information. Let's upload this. Okay, so this video came up. Now, I thought it was just going to be the image. This is actually a generated podcast about my music. Okay, that's what it is. I threw in my music book, all the songs I've wrote, and I asked to do a podcast about it. Let's ask it some questions. Let's say highlight key parts of this video. Now we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here because there's another function that's going to be particularly set apart for doing exactly this that I'm going to show you. I thought I was throwing an image in there, but let's give it a second and see what it comes up with. Because again, the point of this is using it as a tool to look at videos and images. So let's see what it does. Okay, so notice it's starting to come up with some stuff. It's actually putting timestamps, which is really nice. And then it's giving here at 1:21 to 1:34, it's a discussion about his raw, honest emotion. Okay, the depth of the songwriting. Oh, I like this. Pat myself on the back. So notice actually that's really cool, and this is free. So this, if you use Claude or you use, which I really like Claude by the way, and I love ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like my best friend. It's like family, right? But those things they will run out of context. They're certainly not giving you this for free. So Google is really trying to play catch up. Okay, with the other GPTs. So notice what it's doing. It's giving a full thing through there. That's really impressive. So let's get out of this though, and let's move to some stuff here where we want, we can actually do a little bit more video stuff in earnest. Let's go over here to this stream real time. Now, there's other stuff here that you can play with. I really want to focus just kind of on some of this groovy stuff here. So notice we've got this talk to Gemini. Let's go ahead and click that. Now, I just turned that off. Notice down here, you've got a button that turns the sound on. I want you to see how fast this thing responds. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to it, not to you. Okay, don't get insecure. You're still You're still right here, my number one. But I'm going to talk over here to the LLM for a second. So let's give it a shot. Hi there. I just wanted to test you out and see how well your audio abilities work. Yo.
Sure, I can do that. I'm ready to respond to your audio input, so feel free to share any audio you have.
Okay, so I'm talking to a crowd right now because I'm actually videoing a podcast with you, and you, by the way, are the main person. But I'm showing them that your button is not turned off. You respond in real time.
Okay, I understand you're recording a podcast and using me as a participant. It sounds like you're also demonstrating to your audience that I respond in real time. Is there anything specific you'd like me to do?
Why don't you write me a poem about software installation and getting going fast with easy installers?
Sure, I can try writing a poem for you. How long would you like the poem to be?
Oh, I don't know. Just maybe 5-6 lines. Keep it kind of short.
Okay, here is a short poem about software installation. A click, a whir, a progress bar appears. The digital seed begins to grow. Fast installers banish all our fears, making setup a simple, smooth flow. Ready in moments.
Okay,
No
now
more.
I'm showing them right now how I'm able to interrupt you by speaking. So you were talking and then I interrupted. Now I want to say, oh, I don't like that one. Rewrite it and write a haiku about getting going fast, or actually about get going fast.
Okay, I understand. I'll rewrite the poem as a haiku about getting going fast. Here it is. Swift download starts now. The program leaps to life, ready for the task.
I love it. That's really good. And you responded really fast.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I am designed to respond quickly.
Yes. Well, and you did a good job of it.
Thanks. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
So notice now I clicked that off button there, and now I can speak and it's not going to respond because it's turned off. But notice I had it on there. And I was able to just talk with it. I was able to interrupt with it. I can do whatever. Now, I will tell you that I was having it do something before, and I laughed while it was doing it, and then the voice interrupted. So, to be honest, you could just kind of keep this in the background while you're working. You could be working on a website, and you're just like, why? How do I open this thing here? In fact, let's pretend that we're doing something over here. I'm going to turn it back on. Actually, I want to pretend that I'm installing the Windows subsystem for Linux, and for some reason it's not working. Oh my gosh, why is this not working? I'm installing this WSL, but it says that I need a distribution.
It sounds like you're having trouble with installing WSL. You're right, WSL does require a Linux distribution to be installed. Have you installed a distribution yet, such as Ubuntu or Debian?
Yeah, I installed Ubuntu 22.04, but when I use the WSL-install command and I use the distribution thing, I even use a D parameter, it's still saying that it's not there.
Okay, that is odd. It sounds like you've done the correct steps. Have you tried restarting your computer since installing Ubuntu? Sometimes a reboot is needed for WSL to recognize new distributions.
Well, what's a way, maybe, how can I check the version? Maybe I'm using the wrong WSL. Maybe I'm using version 1 instead of 2.
That's a good idea. To check your WSL version, you can use the command WSLLV in your command prompt or PowerShell. That will list the installed distributions and their corresponding WSL version. Would you like me to elaborate on that?
If I gave you permission, would you be able to do that on my computer for me?
I understand that you'd like me to help you directly with your computer, but I'm not able to remotely access or control your computer, nor do I have the ability to execute commands for you. I can help guide you though.
Okay, so notice that's pretty cool, and I do want to show you something over here. They have an ability to do code execution, function calling, and Google has been working on the ability to run your machine. So guaranteed, you're going to at some point just be able to say, do it for me. And it's going to actually run your machine, which is pretty wild. Again, we're looking at here the listen. Let's put this. I have emotions about Google. Okay, I'm not a big Google fan these days. I grew up with Google and I love it. I mean, it was amazing. Okay, it was awesome. But Google kind of has become controlling. It's become woke. It's become there. They've caused a lot of issues. Like, I don't like working with Gemini. If you remember, there was the fiasco here a while ago where they were infecting it with all this DEI stuff. Okay, and so you couldn't even get honest images out of it because it was changing history for the sake of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and it was getting into its models. And so I don't really trust Google technology a lot. I'm conflicted, okay, because Google's my first love, but she's gone away from me, kind of thing. But now here's the thing: this technology is freaking amazing because at the end of the day, woke or not woke, they're brilliant. It's brilliant technology, okay. Obviously, I wish that they'd use things differently, but the point is, they're the first to do what we just did. This was free, guys. You didn't have to sign in for this. Okay. And we just had a massive conversation here where it was able to help me just by using my voice. You're going to see here in a second, I'm going to upload videos. It's going to watch the video here and it's going to answer. We're going to get even more incredible stuff here. And this is all going to be integrated into your operating system soon. Okay. This is going to be all integrated into your browser experience. It's going to come a time where they're going to get rid of keyboards at some point because you're not going to need them. And this is the introduction to that. So mind boggle, boom. Okay. With it. Okay. Now, I do want to make the point. This is why we really need open source stuff, because you're going to get into conversations with this and it's like, it can't be snarky. It can't say anything that deems negative. I had a conversation where, I had some ridiculous conversations with this, which again, is just like, it's going to be a controlling model. Okay, it's Google. Google controls thought these days. And unfortunately, and I know that you guys know that as well. There's models out there. It won't let you ask certain questions. It won't let you do certain things. It won't go down because it's whatever. This is like that. Okay, and you'll see that if we ask it to role play, in fact, let's go to role play. You're going to see it's going to be very restrictive. Okay, but at the same time, the beautiful thing about open source is that this technology is going to roll out to a place where eventually it's going to get to other LLMs. It's going to get to ChatGPT, which, by the way, ChatGPT has been really opening up your ability to interact with it without getting woke scolded. And I've really enjoyed ChatGPT lately. It went through some serious time where you couldn't ask it anything else. I'm not allowed to do that. I can be straight up honest with it and ask it stuff that just a few months ago it wouldn't have been willing to talk about with me, but now it's willing to talk about with me. So this stuff is going to roll out to other things, and it's going to come to open source as well. So all of that saying, that was just kind of this caveat to say it's Google, so don't get your hopes up in doing, having really a free thinking conversation with it. But on professional levels of just, hey, I guess as long as it approves of your images or your videos or the topic, which again, whatever. But if you're going to do something about how to sell hamburgers, it's going to give you video information on how to do that. And all that. Anyway, okay, let's get past that. I want to go ahead and show you a few other things. So we have been playing with the recording. Now notice we have a select video source button. Let's click this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, can you actually see that? If I click that, yes. I'm going to say share screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my OBS screen, the one that...
Okay, I'm ready when you are. I'll wait for you to share the OBS screen.
Oh, that's funny. It was listening too long and I freaked it out. Something went wrong because it was too much. I forgot to turn off the microphone. Okay, let's go back to our stream here. Now I'm going to click this select video. Let's go screen and let's choose our OBS. This way, what we're going to do is we're going to get my image on there. Okay, and let's go ahead and just kind of up this a bit. And let's go ahead and now let's ask a question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the microphone and I'm going to say, describe the fellow in this image. What does he look like he's doing? Or maybe describe his dress.
Sure, the fellow in the image is a white man with short brown hair and a bit of facial hair. He's wearing a black baseball hat and an orange shirt. He's framed inside a red box. He seems to be looking at something on a computer screen.
Okay, is there anything else you can tell me about this fellow that might be interesting?
The video is showing OBS software, and the man is using the software to display his webcam. There are also measurements displayed in pixels around the man's head. The man is framed by a red square.
Okay, what is the man drinking?
The man appears to be drinking from a tall, light green can.
Can you tell what the product is?
Yes, the product on the can is Kirkland Signature Sparkling Water.
Okay, and where can I get that?
Based on the brand name, you can find Kirkland Signature products at Costco.
Okay, cool. How many fingers is he holding up?
The man is holding up 4 fingers.
Okay. What is he doing now with his fingers?
The man is holding up 2 fingers now.
Is there anything significant about the way he's holding up his fingers?
Yes, he's holding up 2 fingers and making a peace sign.
What about now with those 2 fingers?
He's wiggling his 2 fingers back and forth.
Is there anything significant about the way he's holding his fingers like this?
Yes, the way he is holding his fingers with his index and middle finger pointed up and his other fingers closed could indicate the number 2.
What about in Australia? What if you did this in Australia?
In Australia, that hand gesture can be offensive, as it's sometimes called the fingers. It could be seen as an...
How about this? What is he doing with his hands right now?
He has his fingers close together and is moving his hand up and down near his face.
Okay, fair enough. Is there anything else? What's on his hat?
The word frost is printed on his hat.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, thanks for your help. I appreciate that. Okay, so you can see that actually was able to grab stuff. Now, let's say I want to do it on my desktop. I want to grab another screen. Let's say I'm working over here on a file. Let's open up this. I'm going to open up a line of code, and let's go back to our share screen, and let's share this.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Forgot to turn off the microphone. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I've opened up some code here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it questions. I'm going to put some purposeful errors in here, and let's get rid of this letter. Let's see if it can find what's wrong there. And then I'm going to pull back up this thing and let's ask it a question. So, okay, so I'm gonna go. You're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna have to go over here. I'm gonna click it, give it my screen share, and now I'm gonna ask it some questions. Okay, can you see any errors in this code?
Sure, I see the text in the document says #rough Noka E402. It says this is to allow rough to ignore an E402 error,
Okay,
which is a
now that's not what I'm asking about. I'm saying, looking at the code that's on the screen, do you see any lines that would cause an error? Okay, so something went wrong here. Let's try that again. So obviously this thing kind of freaks out every once in a while. So I'm going back to, let's see here. I'm going back to here. I'm going to go select video source. I'm going to go screen. And I'm going to...
Okay, I understand you're talking about a green screen. Is there anything specific you would like to discuss about green screens?
No. What I want to do is I want to share this screen right here. Okay, there we go.
Okay, I see some code on the screen. Is there something specific you would like to discuss about it?
Yes. What I want to know is, do you see any errors in the code? Any code that if ran would cause an error?
Okay, I will try to help you spot errors in the code. Based on what I can see, it's a Python script that imports various libraries, defines a decorator, and imports several classes from a specific module. I do not see any immediate syntax errors, but without knowing the libraries or running the code, it's hard for me to point out logical errors.
Okay,
Would you like...
what about in this section right here?
Okay, I see you've highlighted a section of the code that imports modules and functions related to text-to-speech. I still don't see any obvious syntax errors. Is there any specific part of this section you want me to focus on?
Okay, so notice it didn't catch it. So that actually is interesting. I thought it might get it. Well, yeah, you missed a big one. Look at this right here. Does that look like it's an actual workable code?
You're right. The word ifort is misspelled. It should be import. That could certainly...
Okay.
Yeah, it should be import. I apologize for missing that. Are there any other potential errors you see or would like me to look for?
Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So that's not perfect, but again, this is baby model. Okay, so let's go back over to here, and let's look at a few things. So basically, you've seen how we can do our recording. We can, choose our screen. We could do it straight from your oops, I'm gonna turn this crap off.
Okay, it seems like you're now talking about using a screen or perhaps a camera.
Stop talking.
Do you want to change? Okay, I understand. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so let's go over here and look at a few different things here. So this is the big boy here. I want to go and where was that at? I wanted to go look at this video thing. Okay, actually, first look over here and notice all these settings. None of these settings work. So this is all stuff that you're going to be able to use, but they don't have it out for it yet. You're going to be able to execute code that you pitch in there. I'm not sure how the function calling will work, but the grounding will be able to go out to the internet. You'll be able to change the voices. Right now, you can't do that. Okay, let's click on this prompt gallery. So this is interesting. I've got all sorts of, this is, again, remember, it's talking about running things. So it's running stuff like as a tool. So like here you've got audio diarization, transcribe audio with speaker details and timestamps. So this is going to give you the ability, you click this, upload audio, and it's going to actually transcribe the audio for you, which is very cool. Video Q&A, ask questions about key details in the video. Let's click this one. Okay. Well, let's see this video that they uploaded here. And it says here the answer. So okay, this is a temp one. Using this video, please answer the below questions. Who's the main subject of the video? Let's start how Ashley navigated her trip. At what timestamps did musicians appear playing instruments? And then it answered. The main subject is Ashley. Ashley's Google Trips Navigator trip. Okay, let's find our own video and upload it and see what we can do with it. Okay, so here's a video I made of a face swapping software that I'm going to review at some point. So let's go ahead and ask it questions. I'll say, what appears to be happening in this video? What is the tone? Describe any inconsistencies, because it is a face swapping thing. So let's see if it catches it. So let's click that run button, and she's going to go ahead and it's going to run on it. Again, keeping in mind, this is a multimodal thing. What you can come up with your own stuff. I'm dumb when it comes up with ideas, but a woman appears to be doing a live video review of a face filter app called Magic Camp. Okay, that's not quite right, but she is testing the filter and showing how it works on her face. Expresses some amusement at the filter's effects. The tone of the video is lighthearted and playful. A woman seems amused by the app and sharing her experience with viewers in an informal, engaging way. There's some inconsistencies in the video. The lighting changes slightly throughout, and the woman's facial expressions and movements seem slightly unnatural or exaggerated at times. That's because it is, which might be due to the face filter app changing the appearance. So that's pretty good. Let's say, give it timestamps. And then we'll run. And we'll let it go through it again. So one of the things that you can do with this, which is cool, and over here in our prompt gallery, there's an app for it where you can have it go through there, create the timestamps, and give it captions, which is very cool. Okay, so here it goes. It went ahead and captioned it for you. So you can see what it's doing. Let's go and look for that one that I was telling you about. So if we go up here to where it said starter apps, let's click this video analyzer. There's so much stuff in here. You guys just got to play with it. But let's go ahead, do the same thing. Let's add the same video. Now notice again, I could add my drive or whatever. But I'm just going to grab a video. You can, I'm going to grab the same one that we did there before. Okay, and it's going to be done. Okay, so here we go. It's loading up. All right, so now notice, here we've got this AV captions. Let's go ahead and generate it. This is actually kind of cool. I could actually see using this for your own, I could see this using this for projects that you're actually working on. So let's go ahead and pause it. We'll be right back while it finishes. Okay, so there I just went ahead and captioned the main first thing there. Let's click the paragraphs here and have it, dude, I know there's a way that you can actually will go through different times. So here we go. Timestamps. They're testing different face features. Let's see if
It does a good job with the face features. I truly look like a different person. Oh, you can see the other line there.
How this is, how this is actually going to end up being important is for making your own models. So if you're going to be training your own video models, this is actually going to become huge because that's what that captions thing is going to be about. So you get an image of a person doing thing. You're going to be able to throw in images for training your own model stuff, you know, like the new Hunyuan, which you should go check out. So that's actually what that captions thing did. Throw a video, give it a caption, throw it into your trainer. Let's look at the key moments thing here. We'll generate this. Again, you got to look at these tools. I'm not all that creative when it comes to stuff. I'm creative when it comes to music. I'm creative when it comes to like, diverse thinking, like duck in space. I mean, that's kind of my stuff. But when it comes to practical stuff, I'm not a very practical person. I like writing installers. But I'm telling you, this stuff like this, sometimes it hits me later. I'm like, oh, well, of course, right, for captioning models, this is a tool and it's incredibly powerful and it's free and you guys are going to be able to do it. So here it goes. It found the key moments. Okay, we could click on it. It's going to go to the different places. That's very cool. I don't know what good this is. It's going to create a haiku on it. I don't know what good it does to make a haiku of this video, but why not? Yo, you can do it. Hat and headset on. Testing out magic features. Lines on face appear. Oh, I'm touched. I have been changed. Click this starter app, or not the starter app. Click on your prompts gallery and scroll through here and look at all this stuff that you can work with. Play with this stuff. Okay, Eclipse search grounding, regex, cook helper. Okay, there's so many stuff. Oh, and I want to show you here really quickly up here. This is where they're going to make their money. See this get API key? So in other words, guys, you're going to be able to use this in your apps. You're going to be able to create mobile apps that you can use your web camera on your phone and have it do cool stuff. I've got ideas and stuff I want to do, and I ain't going to share it with you because I don't want you to build it first. But you guys got ideas too. So you're going to be able to pay this thing to say, hey, listen, I'm creating an app and I want people to be able to do this one thing with it. And this is really good, okay? Like I said, I didn't really give you any big boy examples here, but I showed you how well it worked. We chatted with this thing. It chats fast. Okay, we threw video in it. It recognizes the video. I asked it my age just by looking at me, and it guessed it. Okay, and then I asked why, and it talked about the wrinkles under my eyes. So I was like, punch you right in the face. But that's really good stuff. Like I said, this isn't really a play thing. Okay, so I tried to do some role playing with it. And say like, okay, I want you to pretend you're like my best friend and you're coming home from college and I've been home. And then I was, I asked it to start and it came in and goes, hey, it's so good to see you. And I was just like, and I was like, how have you been? I was like, oh, it's fine. I've gotten sick and, mom died. And it's like, well, that's terrible to hear, but hey, sunny side up. And I was like, yeah, no, it's all good. How was college? I'm sure it was so good for you. Things haven't been good here though. All the doctor stuff and mom dying. And it was like, oh well, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, and it was funny. Like I was trying to push it in a certain way, but it just kind of keeps acting the same way. And I finally asked it, Can you change tone? And it says I can't. I need to be helpful, and I need to always be positive. Give something that's not harmful or dismissive. So you're not gonna use this as a toy. This isn't a toy. All right. The software is gonna kick into your open source stuff, and then you're gonna be able to use it as a toy. Okay, this is a professional tool that Google's given you. Okay, it is woke. Okay, so deal with it, right? But for the most part, for getting your captions, getting the stuff that you want, it's gonna be right there for you. Getting your clock times. Showing it images of product or showing it whatever, it's going to work spot on. Okay. And it's really good. And it's going to give you that API key to build into it. So, all right. Well, that was kind of your turbo rocket nuclear, tour of the Google of AI Studio there. I hope that you were able to glean something out of it. Welcome to my spazzy world. Okay, we'll call that the spaz tour of Google AI Studio. And listen, I want to see what kind of stuff you're doing with it. So hit me up on the Discord, hit me up on the Reddit, hit me up on YouTube, and share with me what you've been able to do with this. Ask questions. Let's discover together. Okay. So with that note, we're going to end this. I'm going to find out what my dogs have been barking about, and we're going to catch you later on the other side. Yo.